Hello everyone, I'm so excited. We're at the Hertfordshire Country Club and we're filming about the Afro Hair Talk 2018. April 2018 is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We're gathered here today to share knowledge because there's been so much misconception about Afro hair, relaxed, natural or texlaxed. And today we're going to break it down. We're going to break down the regimen, we're going to break down the concise methods on what you need to do to take care of your hair. Looking forward to it. So raise your hand if you've ever had, is it working? Yeah, raise your hand if you've ever had hair that's broken before. Okay? Or we know somebody who has. So, you know, I think Ellie has shared this and Mala has said this as well. Do you know that our hair is supposed to be growing 6 inches every year? So our hair is actually growing. It's what we're doing or what we're not doing with it that causes it to break. So you might ask yourself, if our hair is growing 6 inches a year, why isn't all our hair down our waist? It's because of various things that happen. And to do that, I want to talk about breakage because that's my favorite topic. I lost my hair 9 years ago to a very tightly done weave and extensions. I had just had my second daughter who is 8 now, so I always say 8-9 years ago I started this journey. I was researching, she was born with a full head of hair and I wondered why is her hair full like this and then my hair is breaking. I'm sure that's how I used to be as a baby, which is the same thing as all of us here. Like when we were born, our hair was full, even if your hair was scanty, it was moisturized, it was soft, and it was all there. It's what we've done between that time as a baby and now that's resulted into what we're carrying on our head. So your hair is a reflection of your practices, your food, your diet, your stress, everything. So why am I talking about this? Because of my 9 years of frustration, of overwhelm, of confusion. I used to watch a lot of YouTube channels, YouTube videos. I will pause, I will write, I'll pause, I'll try on the hair, use different products. And then I had 2 daughters. Believe it or not, I actually wanted sons because I didn't want to do with hair. So imagine my surprise when the second one came along and I was like, oh God, I have to figure this out. So I really went to town with figuring out. I not only looked at hair packs and techniques, I looked at product ingredients because there are products and then there are products. People have very good marketing teams working with them and they'll push the product at you. But if you just take your time to read ingredients behind the label, just pick the first 5 ingredients, that's all you have to do. And just research the ingredients. Some ingredients are linked to endocrine disruption. They're linked to hormonal imbalance. They're linked to cancer. So we may be doing all we can, we may be doing all the deep conditioning, but the ingredients are going through our bloodstream and causing havoc. So it goes right back up to your follicles, and then you start losing hair. The thing with us black people, we always have this thing of my hair is too difficult, my hair is too tough, my hair is too coarse. It's not your hair. Your hair is not the problem. Like we just shared, there's so many things. There is your hair techniques, there's your hair products, there's how you sleep, there's how you eat. There's so many things involved. So I would like us to stop blaming our hair. If we can get away from blaming our hair and really start questioning ourselves, what are we doing in between? Further along, I touch on what we do between salon visits. You also have to be careful who handles your hair. You know, I was going to drive all the way to Ellie's to get my hair styled because I can take care of hair, but styling is another issue. Because you can take care of your hair can grow to shoulder length, waist length, whatever. But the person who is styling it, if they have heavy hands, that one styling session, that's it, it's gone. And then people who are serious happy, so I want to trim. They'll trim off your 3-4 inches. I'm not saying long hair equals healthy hair, and healthy hair is another issue. Hair is actually dead cells. So that's why I question the term healthy hair. But we know thick hair looks healthy. So people are saying trim your hair for your hair to grow longer. How will what you're trimming at the time affect what's on the scalp? So we need to check ourselves. Another thing we do is, that's okay, my hair is too hard. What's oh, product, I need a magic product. Someone came to me and they say, please, this is your product, I read this magic, I need it. I sell hair products, I've done my research, I've done my homework, but there is no magic product out there. There's no magic product out there. There is lots of products, you can see them, big marketing, lovely colors. They give you the butter, the oil, the leave-in, the custard, the jelly. You'll be so confused. And then you buy everything and then your hair is still the same. So there's no magic potion. That's what I want to share. The first thing we need to do is, I'm glad we're all here today. That means we're actually seeking knowledge. We want to know about our hair. That's the first step. If you have the mindset of there's no magic hairstyling, there's no magic hair products, but how do I look after my hair, then we're on our way forward. Going back to products, I spent a lot of money on hair products. I used to work for a very large, fast-moving consumer goods company, and we had access to free products. We had so many brands, I don't want to name the company. We had, and they say it was natural, but I started doing my research, it wasn't natural at all. They were all watered down chemicals. So we need to really, we have Google. All you need to do is get the products, go to Google and type the first 5 ingredients. And if you're not happy with what you're seeing drop out, leave it behind. So let's start at the very beginning. The structure of hair. If you don't know what you're dealing with, if you're going to build a house, you're going to cook a pot of soup, you have to know your goal and your aim. Hair has, well, this is a very simplified version of the structure of hair. I want to concentrate on the cuticle, which is the one we can feel. As you touch your hair strand, that is your cuticle. I mean, this is not to scale because clearly our hair strands are quite they're tiny. But the cuticle are dead cells which protect our hair. And that's when that's the region that collects all the leave-in, the protein and everything and covers your hair. But everything you do affects the cuticle. If you use a bobby pin, like a metal bobby pin, the cuticle will raise. If you use something like harsh surfactants, I know people say sulfate-free there are surfactants that are not sulfate that wash your hair and they clean your hair. They don't need to raise the cuticle. Once you raise the cuticle, then we are looking for hair breakage. Because if you imagine a fish, the scales of a fish, that's how the cuticle on our hair actually lies. So imagine every movement you make on those cuticles that raises the hair or lays it down. So what we're going to do is lay it down. If you wash your hair, your cuticles will rise. That's fine. But then as you put your deep conditioner, your protein defense, your leave-in conditioner, they will go into the cortex, which is the major part of your hair, is your cortex. That consists of water, consists of protein and fatty acids. So when we're using water-based products, those water-based products they should go past the cuticle and go into the cortex. If they don't make it there, then you only have a surface treatment, an artificial treatment on the surface of the hair. So you feel your hair, you use some I won't name the products, use some nice cheap products, nice and coats, and they feel nice on the surface. They're only working on the cuticle. They're not working towards the cortex. So years ago, there was a picture of me coming along. I had long hair, but it was thin. It wasn't thick, it wasn't bulky, because what I was using wasn't actually penetrating the hair shaft. It wasn't going into the cortex, it was just lying down on the cuticle. Okay. So I'm going to ignore the medulla because, to be honest with you, science, I don't even know what medulla does. Some people are like, oh, it regulates temperature. The main focus is the cortex. That is where your melanin is. It takes the color of the hair. That is where your protein is, the keratin, amino acids that Nnene has talked about as well. And that is where the fatty acids are. So when I formulate products, I make sure these 3 things that are contained in the cortex are present in the products. I may have a water-based leave-in conditioner, but it also has fatty tiny molecules. So Marula oil is quite tiny molecules, tiny fatty acids that actually penetrate the hair shaft and into the cortex. We have a light protein, baobab, plant protein. We don't use any animal proteins because some people, you find why after day 3 your hair is itching. You just washed your hair. Why is it itching? Because you're using things like honey, humectants, they attract moisture to the hair. Because they're animal based, your scalp will be itching and it causes more build-up quicker. This is really the body of, this hair care techniques are the reflection of your hair. If you don't have techniques for your hair, if you just put your hair in braids, this is a picture of me here with my daughter 9 years ago. We had braids, and I'll have these braids in for months on end. I'll just ignore. Braids are, I feel, they're an excuse to ignore my hair. Because you put them in, they look lovely, everyone comments on how beautiful they are, and you forget your hair. You don't remember to moisturize your hair, you don't remember to deep condition it or even wash it. Because you know when you wash your braids, they'll start loosening. So if you're going to braid your hair, also plan when you're going to wash it, plan when you're going to deep condition it. Have it in a diary, book your time with a stylist. Because if you leave your hair more than 2 weeks at the most, optimal time, I mean, what's going on there? Seriously, it's drying out. You're not replenishing the moisture. And when you talk about the structure of the hair, that's the shape of the hair, not the shape of the hair. At every curve is a potential for breakage. And it's a 7 minute challenge that if your hair isn't getting moisture from external sources, it's going to dry out. So imagine when your hair is in those curves and is in braids as well. You're literally, it's a recipe for dryness. It's a recipe for disaster. So the first step in when you have your braids, when you take out your braids and you're about to wash your hair, is to detangle. Some people just take out their braids and they go straight to the shower, get the shampoo, and then they start massaging the whole hair like this. You can't do that because what you're doing, you're raising the cuticles and they're going up and they're all tangling against themselves. I advise washing hair in sections. I wash all heads of hair in 6 to 4 sections. So I section it in 4, or if your crown is a bit dodgy, 5 for the middle part. And then you wash each section. I was supposed to have a doll baby here to demonstrate how I actually wash hair. So I hold this. So hold this here. So I section her hair into like 4 bits, or 8, sometimes even 8, and I twist each section. Before wash? Yes, this is how I retain length. So I work my way, I have a detangler, so I dilute maybe the Marula oil with water on that day. But I don't dilute and keep it in the fridge. I don't do the daily spritz like that. I actually just spritz my hair with water and apply the Marula. But for the tangling purposes, the first thing we do is, because our hair sheds 75 to 100 hairs per day. So imagine if you don't detangle it every day. Those hairs are all piling up there. So you wonder why when you just move from losing your braids or your weaves or your wig and you just move straight to the shower, you're just like, you're telling them all, go to party, and they're just tangling with themselves. So what I do, I section the hair, and then I start from the ends and I detangle. So you notice as you start pulling it with the detangler, the shed hair will be coming out. Even if your hair is short like this, even if my husband's hair is short, you need to get out the shed hair first before you wash. I've covered everything.
Sorry,
I don't use a comb. I use my finger because I can feel when there is a single strand knot in the hair with my finger. I can feel when there's shed hair. But if I'm using a comb and I'm combing it, I can't feel that. And you feel if you use a very good detangler, you will notice that the hair is, I'm not finished. You notice that the hair is coming out, like the shed hair is coming out. Then you twist that. So I was trying to show someone how to twist earlier.
Sorry, you said about the detangler that you put it on like earlier or something?
As soon as you want to wash, you think, okay, today is wash day, I want to go wash. The first step is detangling. Before you even move to wash, you detangle. Because imagine all the shed hairs we talked about. Yeah. They're sitting there. You need to get them out.
And what's in a detangler?
In the detangler really is a leave-in conditioner mixed with more water. Okay. So it's more liquidy. And then you spritz that onto the hair. And you squeeze it in. So it starts working.
So rather than actually winding
you can mix what you have. You don't need to start buying it. Yeah, just small.
Or just sometimes I use you know those instant conditioners?
The 2-pound ones, yeah.
Yeah. So the cheap instant conditioners that people put on their hair before they then put deep conditioner. I don't do that.
So I actually drench that twist before I actually start loosening the twist, then detangle. So it's like the hair will be in a braid or a twist, and you drench that braid or twist with oil or detangler. I prefer my detangler. I'm looking for oil. And you work your way down. You lose stuff, you lose shed hair, but you will not lose hair that's actually attached to the follicle. Any question?
With braids, I don't know my hair, just some hair. Can you actually wash your hair properly with braids and it doesn't smell? Because sometimes when I hear people say they wash their hair, it smells. So I'm like, can you truly wash braids and it will not smell after?
I think you can, but you lose your style, right? It becomes fuzzy.
Yeah.
And then when you apply your leave-in or your butter or whatever, I don't know how much hair you reach through the braid extension. And that's why I really advise you not to have the braid for too long, so you can actually get all the strands. So, next step I do is I wash in the twist. So the picture here of literally with her twist in a shower. So by this time you've already detangled, you've already taken out the shed hair, and it's in twist. Obviously, if your hair is short, you don't have to twist it. I think so. You walk your hands through your short hair like downwards. So that the water is helping it to stir, and the surfactant, the shampoo is washing out the dirt, so it's going down.
What shampoo do you use for the hair?
I have my shampoo.
Okay.
It's not the market.
It's not the market.
Why?
Sorry, for both you and Anytime, is it okay to use adult shampoo that?
Because if for a child, I wouldn't use an adult shampoo for their age is fine, but I mean under 2.5, because it might make them teary.
Yeah.
So you do something that has a kid's range, because that teary element's nothing, but once they're older, their age I don't think it's an issue.
To be honest, I have issues with this child because someone just showed me. It's marketing. Someone showed me a child's hair gel, and the second ingredient was a PEG. I am fanatic about ingredients because that was just plastic. They're just applying plastic to the hair. Well, why would you want to do that? So it's just turn around this front is the marketing. Don't read this. Turn around and read this, and then check your ingredients. So there are shampoos that are mild for hair. So the surfactant that everyone is scared of is called sulfate. Anything sulfate is drying. You put in your eyes go red. There are other surfactants. There's how do you pronounce it? There's cocamidropropyl betaine. It's derived from coconut. It's milder. That's what I use in my shampoo. They all use it. I don't know, even baby shampoo, even Johnson & Johnson shampoos. They're terrible.
Do not use Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, don't use Johnson & Johnson. I advise people to use Green People moisturizing shampoo. Green People, because I've checked every single ingredient on that list. And what I do is, I've not checked red beans.
Red beans good. That's good, yeah.
So, but with the green people, the color green.
And that's
the color green people. So then dilute the shampoo, two drops to a whole bowl of water. That's enough. And then make it into a foil. Use that to wash your hair. That's more than enough shampoo. What we do is you get a shampoo. How often do you wash? How often do you wash? Once a week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
1 7. 1 7.
Once a week.
1 7.
Your hair. I think once every week. I don't even do that.
1 7.
Because the problem with washing it less frequently is the product buildup. So we're telling you every day, every other day, moisturize your hair, put leave-in, put butter, that thing is all there. It's blocking, the hair, for me, the scalp isn't breathing. So you're blocking the hair from actually coming out. You're blocking the nutrients from going in, you're blocking air from going in. And product buildup leads to flakes sometimes, especially with lime scale. If you have lime scale where you live, and then you are applying all these lovely products on your hair, the lime scale is attracted to the resin in the oils. So that forms buildup. So I don't know, we shouldn't be leaving our hair for 4 weeks without washing it. That's really pushing it. And remember to wash in a downwards motion. So wash like this. Don't wash the whole hair like this, but wash it like this so that the cuticles are lying flat. Anything you do to your hair that raises the cuticles, and bobby pin, I use satin hairbands. I don't use rubber bands because rubber bands get tangled in the hair.
What are the ingredients we should look out for to avoid when we're trying to apply?
There's so many, but the main ones everyone starts about, and they don't use them anymore, are the parabens, the silicones. I mean, some people don't mind the ingredients because I make my everything to go into the bloodstream and causing cancer. So that's why I'm trying certain ingredients. And there's PEGs, PEGs, and there's plastics. Anything PEGs 10, PEG 14, all numbers, run away from them. They're just plastic, they're not actually enhancing the hair itself. You should look for your natural waters, natural oils in high concentration, because that is what nature has given us to nurture the hair, not plastic. That's why they are so cheap as well, because it's like 0.010p to put that ingredient in your product. But the oils and the products are more expensive because deriving them from nature is hard. Black soap. I find black soap harsh. Yeah, Ekwy is very. Mixed with oil. And I just find out. Yes. So the next thing we do is we follow up our washing with a deep treatment. If you remember if you remember the hair structure, we're looking for something that will replenish the cortex, that will go through the cuticle and replenish the cortex. So we're looking for something water-based, which our cortex is made up of, something with fatty acids, and something with protein. So don't be afraid of protein. Our hair is made up of protein. It needs protein, it needs moisture, and it needs water. So those three things I have in every product that I sell and that I shout about. All my products are water-based, and it takes forever to bring them out because you have to go through extensive tests, because water-based products are more liable to bacteria and fungi, so they have to do stability tests, etc. So for deep treatment, I encourage you using heat in a steamer so that you encourage the cuticle to open and the deep mask will enter into the cortex and fill up all the, it's artificial. I'm not saying that this was going to take the place of the cortex. If your hair is really, really damaged, then it should be cut off. Otherwise, this deep treatment that's why we do it often as well, because it's an artificial treatment, but it thickens the hair as time goes on. Like before my conditioner came on the market, because it actually has baobab protein in it, I knew my hair was thinner than this. Not that I've acquired more follicles, but the follicles that were dormant from the actives that I have in it is actually stimulated the follicles to start producing hair. So I have some hair that are still growing because they were not growing before. And then the hair that's already grown, they're thicker because imagine each cortex is being replenished by what you're deeply treating it with. So for your deep conditioner, look at the ingredients. Make sure that the ingredient they're using has tiny molecules of fatty acids. So a lot of people are using shea butter. Shea butter fatty acids are quite fat. They do not penetrate the hair shaft. They will cover your cuticles and it will feel nice, and you go your merry way. But then it's not going to last you very long. So my deep conditioner is coming out. I don't know when, by God's grace. But what I've used is, you can actually buy this, as I'm telling you, you can buy the basu oil, you can buy tikuma butter, or gurumuru butter. Those three butters have very tiny molecules. So you lost it. I'm not saying it again. I'm not joking. And babasu oil. Babasu. Yeah. Muru butter. M-U-R-U. And Tacoma sea butter. Tacoma. Yeah, they're very expensive. T-U-C-U-M-A. The first one. Babatu. Muru Muru. They're from Brazil. Brazil. Sorry? Muru Muru. Yeah, I will. If you leave this email, I'll send them to you. So, I've done my research. Those bottles are the ones with the tiniest molecules that can penetrate the hair shaft and replenish the cortex. But individually, they are very expensive to purchase. That is why I combine them into a mask. That, to be honest with you, you don't need to use them more than once a month because it really goes to work. It does. It just goes in there and it stays there. It doesn't come out. I mean, you need to seal it with a good conditioner or another butter. Okay? I advise using heat because that opens the cuticles, and then rather than you just putting a deep conditioner and going your merry way, you need heat to open up and encourage the cuticles to lift. When the deep conditioner goes in and you rinse off, you leave it in for a while with the heat. When you rinse off just the excess, not too much, because you don't want to rinse off what you've already put in, and then you apply your leave-in, that would then lay flat the cuticles, because the pH of a leave-in is what encourages the cuticles to lie flat. Okay? So that is deep treatment. And lastly, I think, and deep treatment also helps with elasticity. This is actually the secret to when we pull our hair and it's stretching. The more you deep condition, the more you find your elasticity increasing, and the less breakage you will have. It all links back to breakage. Well, what people don't do is, I think, once we start deep conditioning in my house, we notice thicker hair and less breakage. But people are like, oh, I also wash my hair and put a leave-in and then let's go, because that's the easy way out. But then it's just a recipe for your hair is pliable, it's easier to break. So you do need a deep conditioner as part of your routine and regimen.
So even children?
Even children. Because if you're using natural ingredients, you wouldn't be worried about the product. That is why I always go, I don't want to buy a product for myself, buy some for them, that make everything everyone can use. So why can't we just stick to natural ingredients? Because then everyone can use it. You don't have to be thinking, even for men with their beards, that is so close to their head. Because our face, our head, is the pores sucking whatever you're giving it right into the bloodstream. So, Lisa, I'll buy one for myself, buy one for my daughter, buy another for my husband. There's no point doing that. Just get one that is natural and works for everybody. My husband even uses this for his beard. So, moisture and conditioning, I think we've talked about that a lot. Emily's talked about moisture and conditioning. I apply a leave-in conditioner in sections. I don't just take pour it on my hand and just go like that. I walk my way through each section. So the twist that you had when you washed your hair, if your hair is in twist, even if it's a short hair, and you've clipped some aside, work section by section and massage the leave-in right in. So it goes in. Those of you who bought the Marula, as you apply it, you notice that it disappears on application. That's because it has very tiny molecules. Marula oil is one of the best oils out on the market. People even use it for their skin. South African people actually use it for skin and hair and combats dryness. So the molecules are so tiny that as you apply it on your hair, the way we formulated it disappears. So you will see the way, you know how some people on YouTube, they apply a leave-in conditioner and say, oh, it's still white. That's because the molecules are so fat, it's just sitting on top, it's not going in. So you need something that has tiny molecules and you're applying it. And I know we say moisturize every day, but really, sometimes you don't need to moisturize. For us, I don't moisturize until after 4 days. I notice that I still have the moisture in because it's really concentrated. So you don't need to use it every day. But your scalp will need touching up with a spritz because it will dry out. the hair itself will retain that moisture. The scalp will dry out quicker.
So sorry, so you're saying not to spritz?
I'm saying to spritz the scalp. I spritz her scalp more because I'm thinking about twins now. I was expecting 2 weeks ago, and she gets up early, she leaves out at 7 a.m. She forgets to spritz her hair. I spritz her scalp when I remember to be frank. But so I noticed her scalp is dry, but it's been 2 weeks now, so she's due for a wash. But the hair is still bouncy, it's moisturized, and that's just needed because it's penetrating to the hair. Sorry, what? Spritz is, so we should have put a spray bottle. So there's a bottle that you can put your Tanga or your water or your mix of water and leaving into. And at the top, there's a nozzle. There's a nozzle. And that's what sprays out water.
You can get in any pound shop. You can find it in any of those pound shops. They sell them in pound shops.
So I'm close to the end of my slide. In between your wash day, in between your salon visits, what are you doing to your hair? Some people purchase all the products in the world and then they go to bed and they put their hair directly on a cotton pillowcase. So that cotton pillowcase is going to be sucking out your moisture and you spend time working on. I use satin scarves and I even use a satin pillowcase on top because just in case the scarf falls out at night. So that's double protection. Also, I've talked about accessories. Stay away from metal. Metal actually dries your hair, so your bobby pins, make sure that they have the plastic over them to protect the metal from drying your hair. Your clothing during the winter, even any scarf you're putting on, I would advise you to have a satin underneath the scarf. Some ladies have wigs and they use a wig cap. That wig cap actually sucks out the moisture from your hair. So when you take out the wig cap, you notice your hair is actually drier.
Yes.
So before you put the wig cap, put the satin scarf first, and then put the wig cap so you can hold it in. Then you put your wig, and then your moisture will still be there. Sorry? I don't recommend combs, but if you want a fine and style, you need to use a comb to get your hair really like fine and like smooth. You know, you want a smooth style at the end. So but make sure your hair is soaking with moisture, oils, because that will encourage you to slip through. And swimming. So yeah, swimming. Someone said water-based leave-in conditioners, they are light, and that is true. Your instant conditioners will not work for them. Your 2-pound night conditioners, you put on your hair, water will go through it. So you need something thicker and more concentrated. For my children, I use the Marula because it's very thick. It's actually concentrated. You can use Ellis butter as well. When you're applying that on your hair before you swim, and then when you come out from swimming, you can rinse that off. Because I bet you, the chlorine hasn't gone past the Marula oil. It just hasn't. It has Marula, argan, jojoba, it has glycolic oil, it has broccoli seed oil, and it has all your actives in it. The water is not going to go past those. So when you say water-based, people are talking about 80% water and the rest are oils. We've gone further than that. We've gone way past, I'm not going to give my percentages because I have my formula, but we've gone beyond 80% to make sure it is mostly oils. The water is smaller. So you can use that to protect your hair from the chlorine. No, I'm talking about the formulation of the product.
But in theory also, yes.
When you have the butter on and also go to swim, it seals the hair.
It seals the hair.
What do you use to wash off after swimming?
If you want to go for a shampoo, you would, but during the week with the kids, realistically, I'm not going to do wash day with this waistline hair during the week. So I would rinse off. Yeah, I would. Yeah, and then reapply your conditioner.
Okay.
I'm rounding up now. I think everything is your mindset. If you come at it from, oh, this is too difficult, I'm looking for something magic. I mean, sometimes, if I had a stylist that would come to my house and style all 3 of our hair, and I trusted her hand and her techniques, I would happily pay for that. But in the meantime, I have to be consistent. I have to have my mindset and I have to be patient. If long hair is what you're looking for, it's all about patience. So the picture above on the left-hand side is Delichi in 2012. You can see her hair is long, you pack it to a bun, but it was thinner. Can you see the lines are quite wide? Yeah. We're not deep conditioning then. And that picture down there was taken 2 days ago. That's her hair 2 days ago when it was blow dried before I twisted it. So that is what deep conditioning can do for you. The middle picture is my older daughter, Danielle. The same thing, the picture above was 2013 roughly. We were doing our moisture, so you can see the hair is falling, it has moisture, but there was no protein. There was no protein to help it. So, and the last bit is mine. You can see how thin my hair was there. And that's my hair now, the difference. So if anything, just deep condition your hair regularly and you should see a difference. I'm just going to play you 2 videos. The one is off. Yeah.
Maybe can we ask how do you get sand out? When you wash it, you have to do a thorough wash for that. Sulfur wouldn't help you. So you use a shampoo that contains sulfur to get sand out. What is this because you're on holiday or? Oh, I see. Okay.
You have to wash it.
Also, tell her friend that her hair is not like that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I had to tell her that. Yeah. So tell her that the hair is covers washing balls next morning.
Sometimes when you take the hair, the hair.
Another thing that would help with school is if she's not wearing. I mean, her hair's pretty. I think it's half up, half down now. So for school, maybe she shouldn't do that. Just do.
My son knows it.
Okay.
I've been through it already with her, but I just used to.
Just a good shampoo. Well, like Titi said, it wouldn't slide down because the hair's not straight. It's gonna get caught with all the coils and curls.
We're going to take the videos now and then we're going to... It's not working? Oh no, it is.
Look at the mic. Oh really? Oh, it's fine. No, it's okay. I just wanted to show the journey from when the journey from when we really hated our hair, but with patience and consistency, we've turned that around, and you can too for yourself and for your daughters. That's me done.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you.
It's been an amazing afternoon here, full of knowledge shared. I was able to share my product, why I created it, to people, and they had their own stories, they had their own questions, why we've used the Marula oil, why you don't need a leave-in, an oil and a cream. You just need a one product that does the job, 100% natural. You know, what more could you ask for? People had questions about swimming, about how they sleep with their hair open on cotton pillowcases. We were able to answer all that. I just feel so fulfilled that I was able to share my whole heart, share my knowledge, and people had their own feedback for me. So looking forward to doing this more often and just engaging with the audience and rather than hiding behind the screen. So I'm so happy that I came here today. I'm so happy that I was able to share what I've learned so far, because we take things for granted that you know stuff and then that's fine, but other people need to know that stuff as well. So please, if you have anything, always share. I'm sharing my product and I'm sharing my desires. I'm going to create my products along the line to help people on their healthy hair journey. See you soon.